Okay, so in this video, I'm going to explain why another appointment setter is not going to help your business and why it's a pretty low IQ move if you do want to scale your business. So number one is that hiring people isn't the same as building a department. One of the biggest mistakes coaches and agencies make is that coaches and agency owners make is believing that hiring one or two appointment setters is the same as building an appointment setting department. It isn't. Growth becomes unpredictable because your pipeline relies on an individual rather than a repeatable process. Scalable businesses don't build around people, they build around departments. A department has documented processes, clear roles, training, management, performance tracking, quality control, etc. New team members can be onboarded, performance can be measured, and results remain consistent regardless of who's doing the work. This is how every other function of the business works. Marketing has a system, sales, customer success, even content creation. Appointment setting should be no different. Hiring a setter solves today's problem. Hiring a setter solves today's problem. Building a department solves the next 5 years. So people help you grow, systems allow you to scale. If your appointment setting relies on one person, you haven't built a department, you have a single point of failure, because if that one person quits or decides to move on, then you're going to lose and you're not going to scale and business is going to pause and halt. Okay. Number two is every revenue function needs a system. Every successful business builds a system around its core revenue functions. Marketing follows a process, sales follows a process, client fulfillment, finance, and operations all have documented systems that allow them to scale consistently. Yet many businesses treat appointment setting differently. They hire one setter and assume they've built an appointment setting department. They haven't. A single person is not a department. A department has processes, training, management, performance standards, reporting, and the ability to continue operating regardless of who's in the role. Appointment setting is one of the most important revenue generating functions in your business. It deserves the same structure and attention as every other department. Appointment setting isn't a role, it's a revenue department. Treat it like one, and your business becomes far easier to scale rather than depending on one dude, right? Who calls himself a setter. Number three, build an infrastructure before you scale. Before you even think about adding more setters, you need the foundations. That means you need to have your ideal client profile, outreach strategy, your messaging needs to be on point, your scripts need to be prepared, your follow-up framework needs to be already in place, tracking needs to be sorted, KPIs measured, CRM built, calendars sorted, reporting on point, documentation of all processes documented, training resources prepared, hiring process complete, and quality control prepared. Without these pieces, every new hire starts from zero. You're rebuilding the company every single time. Instead, build all of this once, then everyone plugs into the same system. So next, create a machine, not hero employees. Businesses fail when one person becomes the entire process. You don't want one amazing setter. You want average setters performing at a high level because the system makes success predictable. The goal isn't to find the perfect appointment setter. The goal is build a system where good people consistently produce great results. That's how real companies scale, okay? It's not always about finding the highest level of talent. Sometimes it is. But it's not always about finding the highest level of talent possible. If you look at something like McDonald's, they produce billions and trillions of dollars, right? And they have people who don't even need education working there producing the best quality food made in the fastest way, produced in the best way, etc., etc. You get what I mean. So basically, you can go in there, you can be someone with no experience, but because their system is so fantastic, regular people can create extraordinary results. So document everything so it can be repeated. If knowledge only exists inside someone's head, you don't own appointment setting. Someone else does, right? If the appointment setting of your business is in somebody else's head, you don't own it. The person does. Every part of the department should be documented. That includes onboarding, daily workflow, messaging standards, the follow-up process, objection handling in the DM or on the cell or on the phone setting, reporting, quality checks, performance expectations, who's reviewing the sell by chat, who's reviewing the phone calls. All of this needs to be dealt with and managed. Documentation turns random performance into repeatable performance. That's what allows growth without the chaos. This is why we at apexeng.com, my business, this is why we build appointment setting systems, departments for businesses. And this is why we manage them every single month, because there's so much that goes into it. People don't realize how much goes into it. They put so much effort into their content, so much effort into their marketing, into running ads. They pour hundreds of thousands of dollars into ads, but they don't do appointment setting correctly. They have a guy or two guys, right? That's not a department. If you have a guy or two guys, you just have one or two points of failure because it all depends on that one person, right? Or those two people. So once it's built, it needs managing. Building an appointment setting department is only the beginning. Like every other business function, it needs ongoing management and continuous improvement. Markets change, messaging evolves, platforms update, and prospect behavior shifts over time. High performing businesses don't leave their appointment setting system on autopilot. We at apexeng.com, we review conversations daily, improve the scripts daily, daily or weekly, track KPIs, identify bottlenecks every day, coach the setters every day, replace weak performers quick, test new campaigns, and refine their outreach. The goal isn't to maintain the system. The goal is to make the system better every single month. So the key principle here is businesses don't scale because they hire more people. They scale because their system continuously improves. Okay, so think like a CEO, not like a recruiter. This is the last point. Recruiters ask, who should I hire? The CEO asks, what system am I building? The biggest mindset shift is realizing that appointment setting isn't about filling seats. It's about building an asset. When the department is built properly, new hires integrate faster, performance becomes predictable, replacing people is easier and faster, quality stays consistent, growth becomes repeatable, the business becomes less dependent on one guy. And that's what scaling actually looks like. You can't scale with one guy or one girl. You can't scale the business with one person taking care of your appointment setting. You need a department. You need a system. You need, like I said, if we go back to this point here, you need all of these things created and managed by multiple people, right? This needs to be a department in your business. You can't just hire a guy and say, yeah, do my appointment setting. That's why you're getting bad results. That's why you're not scaling. That's why you keep hiring and firing and hiring and firing again and have to keep micromanaging the setters. Anyway, if this is valuable for you, go to my website, apexeng.com, or book a call with me, and I can walk you through what to do, how to do it. I can see if this is something that can help you or not. Yeah, if you want to scale and you have inbound demand and you need help turning that inbound demand into actual qualified calls, I can show you how to do that. Take care.